Dragon Ball Super episode 130 was magnificent. We got everything we could have possibly asked for as fans, and it was definitely, in my opinion, by far the best episode of Dragon Ball Super to date. However, coming up here to the final episode of Dragon Ball Super, we were also promised that this episode would be just as good as the last episode by series producer and director. Frieza saves Goku, and Android 17 is unbelievably still alive. And here in the final episode of Dragon Ball Super and the final 30 seconds of the Tournament of Power, it is now a 3 vs 1 against Jiren. We have Frieza in his golden form, we got Android 17, and Goku will still be fighting in his base form against a full power Jiren. Now the question is Jiren still at his max power? He's taken a lot of damage from Goku, so his stamina might be lacking, and that could give the upper hand, or at least a chance, for Frieza and 17 to take the victory. Right here in this frame, we see Jiren actually getting blasted, and it looks painful, and he's getting thrust into the pillar, and I believe those are blasts from Frieza and Android 17, so even though Jiren's in his final form, or so if you want to call it that, he's now able to take damage from Frieza and 17, presumably because he was so weakened by Goku. And as we see here in these final frames, Super Shenron is out, and a wish is being granted. Who is making the wish, and what is the wish? The Great Priest gives a smile and then looks towards Super Shenron and speaks in the language of the gods, making the wish, and the gods from Universe 7 look incredibly surprised at whatever this wish is. It all ends here, ladies and gentlemen. The final episode of Dragon Ball Super. Who will win, Universe 7 or Universe 11? Jiren most likely is going to take the L in this episode, but hey, it's Dragon Ball Super. Anything is possible, and you never know. And Jiren, without having to fight against a mastered Ultra Instinct Goku, should have the upper hand and be able to knock everybody off, but with only 30 seconds remaining in this fight, all they really have to do is survive and let time run out. The last episode, 130, was animated by a variety of animators. There was actually like almost all of them at Toei were working on that animation, including Naotoshi Shida, which blew everybody away. His cut in 130 was some of the best animation I've ever seen in my entire life, if not the best. And coming into this episode, we get Yuya Takahashi. Takahashi is the famous artist that everybody loves for his incredible detail and his very Dragon Ball Z looking characters. He gave us some beautiful images in episode 110, 114, and 122, and now for the final episode of Dragon Ball Super, Yuya Takahashi will return, and we're going to be in for another treat with this episode and some magnificent art. Now, I'm going to go frame by frame of this preview and break down everything that we're seeing, but before I get into that, I want to have a conversation with you guys who tagged me on Stardust with your video responses, so let's hear from our Stardust Breakers of the week.
Oh my gosh, Android 17 still in, I cannot believe it. Dragon Ball Super, you did it again. I cannot believe this. Mastar Media, we thought he was out, but he's still in there. Oh my gosh. I can't help myself. My gosh, let's go!
Let's go! Let's go! I know, man, I was so pumped after that episode. Robin Hood, I feel you. I know exactly how you felt, especially seeing Android 17 still be alive. Just absolute disbelief. And was I so pumped after the end of this episode? So much energy. I loved it. Great response, dude.
I'm going crazy and crazy and crazy, okay? I watched it 100 times over. 130 for me, the best episode ever, okay? It was like a freaking movie, man. Animation was on fire. The storyboard was crazy. And freaking Son Goku kicked Jiren's ass. For me, he is the winner of the tournament. I don't care what the is gonna happen. A big shout out to Master Media. I can't wait for 131, man. Peace.
I couldn't have said it better, Michael. It was movie quality in an episode. I mean, they really outdid themselves, and I understand how hyped you are, dude, because I'm still feeding off the hype from that episode.
I want to know where 17 was at. Like, for real, this dude just popped out of nowhere.
Yeah, Vibe Nation, that's actually a really good question, because For how long has this dude been sitting underneath some rocks or something like that while these mega explosions and nukes have been fired all over the Tournament of Power stage? I mean, he easily could have been blown up by Goku or Jiren up until this point, you know? It's like, how long can you stay under rocks when the arena, like big chunks of the arena are getting erased and disintegrated, multiple times throughout the last few episodes? So that's a good question. It's a bit of a plot hole, but what are you gonna do? 17's still alive.
Android 17's alive. What? Freaking Goku canceling blast, Jiren putting in work, powered up forms because he saw his past. That was amazing. Animation was on key. I love this episode. 5 stars, 5 stars. Master Media, you was right. Frieza did save Goku. He didn't fall off the stage. I knew he was going to get eliminated. What? No, I knew it. I knew it. You knew it. We all knew it. That's it.
Yeah, King Flames, the thing is, like, sometimes these spoilers lead us to believe something, and then it's wrong. The funny thing is, if we didn't get that episode 131 preview image, we wouldn't have known that Goku got rescued. We would have just thought that he was eliminated. But thankfully, the spoilers were incorrect, and Goku is still alive, and he's gonna fight Jiren once more.
Spoiler alert, I knew about Frieza, but I had no idea about Android 17. Wow, a complete shocker. Great episode. Check out my YouTube channel, DigiSlice, and can't wait for 131.
Yeah, check out Afro Louie's channel, DigiSlice, and Afro Louie. Dude, it was complete and utter shock. I actually saw a clip in Latin America. They had episode 130 playing like in a square out in the open, and when they showed Android 17, like the entire crowd just freaking lost it.
I'm watching it right now. This is the sickest episode I have ever seen in Dragon Ball, period. I'm sitting here sweating. I'm sitting here with my son on my lap. He's passed out, but I cannot believe it. This is absolutely freaking amazing. Goku just lost it when Jiren shot that energy at his friends. This is amazing. Oh my God. I can't, I'm speechless.
If it's the best episode of Dragon Ball ever, why did you put your son to sleep?
I appreciate how beastly they're making this man Goku look, bro. He's just sitting there firing highs. He's not Hame, Kame, nothing. He's ha.
He's not Hame, Kame, nothing. He just ha. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. I mean, Goku was a complete savage in this episode. Freaking amazing. So guys, if you didn't get a chance to be a Stardust Breaker this week, don't worry. Download Stardust, make sure you guys tag me and do your reaction for episode 131, and I'll pick some more of you guys for the episode 131 full review, which will come the day after it airs. Also, in the next coming weeks, I will be posting your reactions to my social media, Facebook and Twitter. In case you didn't get on a video on my YouTube channel, you still have a chance to be on my social medias. So make sure you guys download the Stardust app from the link in the description or pinned as top comment. Follow Mastar Media and start posting your reactions if you want to be a Stardust Breaker and get involved today. Without further ado, let's get back into the episode 131 preview video breakdown. Alright guys, so the opening scene of this episode, we get some nice Yuya Takahashi art of a very, very pissed off Jiren flying towards Frieza and Android 17, who are shooting blasts at him. It seems like some of those blasts are actually hitting him, but Jiren is an unstoppable wrecking ball, and he is flying in towards 17, who looks scared. Now Frieza, for some reason, is no longer in golden form. Maybe he used the rest of his energy in golden form to save Goku, but just to push somebody, you wouldn't think that that would cost him his entire form. So I'm a little curious as to why he's not in golden form, but it looks like as Jiren's about to hit Android 17, Frieza is coming in to blindside Jiren, and Jiren ain't too happy about that. Frieza's rush creates a massive explosion, but I'm kind of curious as to why Frieza is going in. I mean, it could be Frieza's pride that's in the way, causing him to act like this, but with only 30 seconds or less remaining, they should really just be running right now and just playing chicken if they want to win. But it looks like Frieza, he wants the victory through battle. As we saw in episode 127, Frieza blindsided Jiren and said, "You should just be killed by me, forget the rules." And Frieza's not the kind of type who's just going to win simply by running away. Now, I'm not sure what's going through Android 17's mind right now, but it seems like Android 17, he can't really move around too much. He seems pretty beat up, but he has infinite stamina, so we'll find out what's going through his head during the next episode. Here, Jiren incredibly pissed off, screaming so loud and so mighty that it's creating some massive explosion, and it looks like Frieza and Android 17 are actually creating a barrier around themselves to stop this destructive nuke that is coming out of Jiren. So Jiren still has plenty of energy left going into this final episode. Right here, Frieza is back in his golden form, but their barrier is shattering, so they're about to get blown away most likely. And I have a feeling they will actually get rescued by Goku there, who will make an appearance later on. Now, these energy blasts look like they're coming from Android 17. I'm assuming that this part of the clip actually jumped into a different spot of the episode because the barrier scene and this don't really make too much sense adding up. Not sure which one's gonna happen first, but most likely this will happen later. Somehow Frieza and Android 17 are gonna survive in their little barrier even though it breaks, and they blast Jiren into the pillar, which is very, very surprising. Now, I guess that could also be blasts from Goku, but typically those light blue blasts, that comes out of Android 17. So that's most likely him. Somehow he's still able to damage Jiren, and Jiren who's at his max power, and now Goku with some fantastic Yuya Takahashi art comes back in, makes an appearance to help Frieza and Android 17. The wish is being granted, and it kind of looks like, at least they're making us think, that Universe 7 has won after showing us that clip of Jiren getting blasted into the pillar. But guys, you know that Toei likes to throw us for curveballs, so don't count Jiren out yet. I mean, personally, I think that it's pretty clear that Universe 7 is going to win and possibly wish back all of the universes, or at least Universe 6. But they do like to throw us for curveballs, and honestly, it's very possible that Universe 11 could win, so just keep that in mind moving forward. Nothing is set in stone until we see this episode. Guys, it's been a wonderful ride with y'all. Unfortunately, this will be the very last next episode preview breakdown for Dragon Ball Super on this channel. And in general, until we see the end of episode 131, we're supposed to get something special, probably a teaser for the movie, that's my guess, but it's been a nice ride, guys. It's been fun. I love looking forward to the next episode with you guys and giving my thoughts and theories about what we could possibly see, whether or not I'd be right or way off. You know, it was always a gamble, but it was super fun to theorize with you guys and talk about Dragon Ball Super with y'all. I'll be making a lot of videos this week talking about episode 130 and 131. Specifically, I want to talk about some of the animation and some of the things we learned in episode 130, so be on the lookout for more videos this week. Thank you guys so much, and I'll be talking to you very soon with some more Dragon Ball videos.